In Daoist practice, the human being is never treated as a random biological machine. The old tradition says something much more radical: the body is a small cosmos. What moves in heaven must echo in the flesh. What governs the stars must also govern the blood, the breath, the organs, and the spine. This is the foundation for understanding the thunder path. Thunder, in this view, is not merely weather. It is order, force, command, purification, and movement. And the startling claim of Daoist cultivation is that this power does not remain above us in the sky. It can be mirrored, housed, and awakened within the human body itself. The head corresponds to heaven. The feet correspond to earth. Between them stands the spine, the central axis, the inner pillar through which the current of life descends and rises. This vertical alignment is not decorative symbolism. It is the living structure of the practitioner. If the crown is open, the body upright, the breath even, and the lower body rooted, the human form becomes a conductor of celestial order. That is why Daoist training begins not with theatrics, but with alignment. Before thunder can move, the body must become a fit vessel. The tradition also teaches that the 5 directions of the cosmos live within the 5 major organs. East resonates through the liver, the power of beginning and movement. South lives in the heart, the power of illumination and command. The center rests in the spleen, the force of grounding and integration. West moves through the lungs, the power of release, discernment, and cutting away excess. North is rooted in the kidneys, the depth of stillness, inheritance, concealment, and reserve. This means the body is not just flesh, it is geography. It is ritual topography. It is an internal empire. To work with thunder, then, is not merely to recite words or perform gestures. It is to build these inner palaces until the organs themselves become ritual seats. The liver becomes the eastern chamber of emergence. The heart becomes the southern chamber of spirit fire and decree. The spleen becomes the central court of balance. The lungs become the western chamber of purification and precision. The kidneys become the northern chamber of ancestral depth and hidden force. If these palaces are not formed, nothing real happens. One can wave the hands, raise the voice, burn incense, and yet remain empty inside. The old masters were blunt about this. If the body does not match the cosmology, the rite has no root. This is where stillness enters. Stillness in Daoist thunder work is not laziness and not passivity. It is throne building. It is the establishment of the altar within the body. When posture becomes stable, breath becomes soft, and intention becomes clean, the practitioner stops leaking force. The body becomes a sealed chamber. The breath becomes incense. The spine becomes the altar pillar. The presence becomes the offering. Only then can command carry weight. Breath, gesture, and gaze form the subtle mechanics of this path. Breath gathers and directs force. Gesture seals it. Gaze projects it. A mature practitioner does not depend on drama. He depends on precision. A single correct breath can do more than 100 noisy invocations. A true gesture is not a dead pose, but a living current. A trained gaze does not merely look. It transmits presence. And yet the tradition gives a warning. Thunder does not answer performance. It answers alignment. This is the line separating real cultivation from spiritual theater. Many want power, but few want structure. Many want signs, but few want discipline. Many want to call heaven, but do not want to build a body that heaven can recognize. False alignment is easy to detect. The breath stays shallow. The mind stays scattered. The body cannot remain still. The inner organs do not respond. Nothing moves unless noise is added. That is not mastery. That is strain. True alignment feels different. The body grows stable. The breath deepens on its own. Pressure or warmth may arise along the spine. The field begins to gather. One no longer feels like an isolated individual trying to reach upward. One begins to feel like a structure of heaven and earth joined together. This is the real meaning of the thunder body. The ultimate claim of the Daoist path is not that the practitioner begs power from outside. It is that the practitioner becomes a mirror of cosmic order. The celestial court is reflected within. The altar is built in bone and breath. The 5 directions turn inside the organs. The current of heaven runs through the spine. And what once seemed distant becomes immediate. The storm is no longer only in the clouds. It is in the body that remembers what it is. That is why Daoist thunder training begins where modern people least expect: postu.